At Newark Academy, one of the ways we are reimagining rigor is by creating a community where everyone feels a genuine sense of belonging and support. Newark Academy places a sense of belonging at the heart of all of our equity and inclusion efforts. In the summer of 2020, triggered by national events surrounding the killings of Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, and George Floyd, Newark Academy's Black students and alumni shared painful experiences of racism through a series of in-person meetings via email and social media. We listened, we learned. Acknowledging these experiences and apologizing for actions, unintentional and intentional, that are a source of pain and isolation for our students and alumni, Newark Academy began a process to enact change by inviting the entire community to participate in an Equity and Inclusion Summit on July 1 and 2, 2020. Following a comprehensive review of the data collected through the summit, NA outlined 12 key recommendations and more than 50 strategies for the months and years ahead. NA also fast-tracked a number of existing equity and inclusion initiatives. So what has been accomplished? Policies and procedures. Fall 2020 began with the introduction of a new document, a pledge of community solidarity entitled Community Commitments for Belonging. This document was reviewed by all students, parents, faculty, and staff in the opening weeks of school to further foster trustful engagement within NA. Another important addition in fall 2020 is the Bias Response in Education System. This series of protocols is designed to both prevent and interrupt bias-related incidents in and outside the NA classroom. Since September, students, parents, faculty, and staff have attended training workshops to understand and utilize the new system as needed. Training and student and professional development. Newark Academy's leadership teams at all levels are engaging in ongoing training covering best practices for implementing equity and inclusion goals and actions. This includes the NA Board of Trustees and the administrative leadership team. Hiring and retention. In an effort to enhance educational excellence by including multiple perspectives in teaching and learning, NA recommitted to the ongoing review of protocols for hiring and retaining faculty and staff of color, as well as those who are multiculturally competent. As of September 2020, 25% of Newark Academy's full-time teaching faculty identify as people of color. NA is committed to achieving 30% faculty of color by 2023, as outlined in the school's strategic plan. Curricular review. In September, faculty leaders and administrators continued a systematic, department-by-department review of the NA curriculum. This review, which began in 2018, has expanded to consider academic programming, texts, and assigned projects through the lens of racial equity and social justice. Outcomes of this review thus far include intentionally incorporating texts that celebrate contributions and the ingenuity of people of color, rather than merely chronicling their plight. Marketing and branding. The representation of students of color in Newark Academy's marketing and publications is being reviewed, in order to ensure that those materials strike the balance between authenticity and aspirational views of the school community. Parents provide photo publication consent as part of the Newark Academy enrollment contract. In addition, students are now being asked to give verbal consent to their photos being taken whenever possible. These efforts are just the beginning of many future improvements at Newark Academy. Our work will be continually monitored through an Equity Inclusion Progress Dashboard in order to maintain accountability. As we move forward, Newark Academy will continue to cultivate a culture that is more inclusive and equitable, an environment that empowers all students while preparing them for the future.